Hi guys and gals, I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. In this video I wanted to touch upon the idea of cloning that I first picked up from Monish Pabrai. Monish really lives and breathes cloning, and he tries to do it wherever he can in life, not just in investing. Humans innately find it hard to copy or clone other people's ideas. I mean, we were all taught in school not to copy other people's work. That's an easy way to get thrown out of an exam. But some of the best investors in the world, they practice cloning by seeing what other great investors are buying and copying them. I want to first start out by saying that straight up, that just cloning blindly other investors and their investments is not what I'm talking about here. That, in my eyes, is a recipe for disaster. And I'll explain a bit more about that and some of the mistakes that I've made in the past and how they relate to this. So, why are we taught that cloning is a bad idea? Why do we find it hard to do? The brain is wired in that way, and people want to have an original thought, and they have too much ego to copy other people's ideas. Most humans do not want to clone, as they consider it beneath themselves. Isn't it kind of a testament to how good an idea is when someone deems it good enough to implement themselves? For example, take Microsoft, a ferocious cloner, and they're not even masters at it. Anything they work on takes them 3, 5, 7 versions to get it right. Most of Microsoft's revenue comes from Windows, which was cloned, Office, which was cloned, PowerPoint was actually bought from another company, so they sidestepped the cloning in that case. Word was from WordPerfect, Excel was from Lotus, SQL Server, they cloned that to compete with Oracle, Bing comes from Google, Azure comes from AWS, and so on and so on and so on. And a lot of the time, they were not first to the party, but cloning has served them very well over the years, wouldn't you say? I mean, it's not even that they're, the world's greatest cloner, but it has managed to become one of the largest, most successful companies in the world. Even if you take a company like Walmart, for the first 20 years, they didn't come up with any innovation or any innovative ideas. They looked at Kmart and Sears, looked at their model, and they cloned it. McDonald's have a large team of people trying to figure out where to put their next restaurant. Burger King has a few guys just watching where McDonald's put their locations. McDonald's have done all the hard work and it must be working, and after doing their own due diligence, they open up a location there as well. These examples are actually quite a rarity in the world. Most people do not want to do cloning because they think it low and beneath them. Monish Pabrai actually talks about when he was looking to set up his own partnership. He looked at Buffett's model from the Buffett partnership days, and he looked to clone it. He was astounded to find that no one was cloning Buffett's model for their own partnership. So in the intervening 30-year period from when Buffett closed down his partnership and Monish Pabrai opened his, he could not find one single example across the world where a hedge fund had been set up in the same way. And at that time, Buffett's partnership was the most successful hedge fund ever created. Why would no one copy it? I mean, how crazy is that? No laws preventing it, and no one has looked at the most successful way to do what they're already trying to do and thought about copying it. I mean, so much of the legwork has already been done for you. Why would you try to recreate something better by making it different if it already was the most successful method out there already? Plus, there were books in those 30 years that could have spread the word about the model, but still nothing. Surely someone would have copied it. Why didn't they? Why? There's not even anything hard to replicate or special about the model. But maybe there lies the answer. There is something in the human genome that makes cloning very attractive to a very small amount of the population, and not so much for the rest. Cloning gives you a great proven start point, that has already gone through lots and lots of filters. What's the worst that can happen? The idea that you cloned doesn't work out. Well, you had a better starting point than if you hadn't cloned the good idea anyway. When I first discovered how Matt Peterson incorporates cloning, this further solidified this as a great strategy to adopt. Matthew Peterson of Peterson Capital Management starts with the 13F season. 13F season, if you don't know already, is when all the fund managers that are managing over $100 million have to file quarterly to the SEC what they've bought and sold in the previous quarter. So Matthew Peterson, he studies these submissions and comes up with a list of great investors who practice value investing. He looks at what they've been buying, and this further decreases the universe of thousands and thousands of stocks to just a few hundred, and that is his starting point. By doing that, you are filtering out companies that do not pass all the combined thousands of hours that these great super investors have spent looking into. And you get out of it a list of potentially great companies or investments that have been screened through thousands of hours of research already. Then you can use this as a starting point for your own research, to do your own due diligence, to see if it's a company that is wonderful to you, that shares your own values, that you'd be comfortable investing in. And there are no cold strikes in investing. You can look at all hundreds of those companies and just pass on all of them if you want to. If they don't work for you, then they don't work for you. You wait until something is in your sweet spot. And when it is, and when you've done your due diligence, you'll know it and you'll feel comfortable about it with your emotions under control, and you can go for it. And you'll have known that you're following in the footsteps of other super investors, at least one, or ideally many, that have the exact same investment, and they've been through hours and hours of research as well as you. So I hope that gives you a good enough idea of what cloning is and how it relates to value investing. I'll cover 13F season and how it can benefit, how you can benefit from 13F season in a later video that I'll put up for you guys, and as well as the resources to use. So with that said, I'll let you get back to your day. Let's all go out there and become super investors. Take care.